Right, so it should be recorded. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel for Anthony Kenneth Bishop. And today we're doing another Eastenders video review. And this usually takes me half an hour, 30 odd minutes, just to get through the entire episode when I look through each one and then just have a look at the details of each of the episodes. Now, I've had a sort of some feedback on a couple of my videos saying really that these ones haven't been as good as the previous ones I've done. Now, I did ones before Christmas, ones for Christmas Day, and I did ones for New Year's Day. Now, the thing is with those, the passion was good, the passion's there, and the excitement's there. Now, it was down to the episodes, and it's also like, depends if are any good. Now, when I do these sort of video logs or daily videos on episode video logs, it's today it is 4th of February 2018, it's Sunday, and this is for EastEnders the 29th of January, which was Monday, because I haven't done Monday's episode yet for it. So this is Monday's episode, and I'm doing a couple of these ones and all that, a couple of episodes for my video logs of EastEnders. And I think it's because really, to be honest, from Christmas all the way up to New Year's Day, and in between a couple of the episodes, we had some great scenes. Now, what makes really a good episode and makes something exciting to do a review about is usually when it actually is quite interesting to watch and read and do reviews about. Now, for me, to watch those episodes from last time, there's hardly been any excitement there at all in the episodes until up to that point of like the heist. You had the heist, well, the heist on it, and then you got the money being hidden, and no one knows where it is and who's at it and all that. That's all great, but it wasn't. There was no action in it. I mean, you had like sort of Phil and the rest of Aidan's gang interrogating and all that, doing that in the to that Mick. But I think tying him up into the car lot and all that. But thing is, for episode to be really good and excitement, to have that passion there, you got to have a great episode. And to be honest, those episodes from Christmas Day to Boxing Day all the way up to New Year's Day, fantastic. I just think they've just gone slightly back a little bit, the BBC, on the episodes. They're not I mean, I know they got to build up to something, so obviously they're going to build up to something in the show. So this is just my opinion about it. I just think it's lacking excitement at the moment. It's just talking about the lives of the Crooked family. You got the Crooks. Was it Ted and all that, and Joy? Is it Joyce? Yeah, Joyce. So they've been trying. Well, Ted's been trying to sort of like groom that little girl a little bit, teaching her about the cons and all that, the con artist side of things. And I don't know. I think he wants to teach her about chess, but I think because he's been getting her to do his dirty work for him, and then you've got like what's his name? That other one, hands around with him, with Ted.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
What's his name? Oh, Ted's friend.
I know you mean, but I can't remember his name.
Patrick.
Patrick.
There we go.
It.
Finally. So anyway, getting to the 29th for the excitement episodes of EastEnders. So basically, does its little intro sound from the BBC. It's been doing that since 1985. To be honest, I think when EastEnders first started, when you had the first episode, I don't think there was any music in it. I don't know, unless there was, because I haven't watched. I'm trying to find the first ever episode of EastEnders, but I think the first one was when you had like Nick Cotton do a murder or something for the first time. He actually killed someone apparently in an apartment. I think what was his name? I forgot what his name is now. Where is it? EastEnders episode 1. You have, because that they found a body, didn't they? They found his body, Reg Cox. There we go. He was found in his flat, dead. And then was it Arthur? He nicked his bottle of booze and stuff, and he was drinking it. And they brought that doctor over to the house to see his dead body. Actually, apparently he got brought to the hospital, and I think he died at the hospital or something. My God, the anticipation of those episodes. I mean, you do get some exciting episodes in it, but then it's all like kind of, I don't know, smoke and mirrors, trying to hide, cover up stuff in the episodes. They should be, to be honest, there should be more background for the episodes. Make it more intriguing, get some action, bring the mafia into it. God's sakes, bring the London mafia in it. And let them have, like, I bring some more gangsters into it. So I like the gangster side of it, because London back then is around like sort of storylines of gangsters and people of the residents of the area getting along with each other, or sometimes not having to get along with each other, just like real life, really, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, this EastEnders starts the episode. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got Linda putting stuff away, some food in a box for Johnny for his going away travelling. Then we've got Mick taking a piss out of Linda. And was it Shirley giving Johnny some booze or something by the looks of it? And then we've got Linda worried about Johnny, saying he's not nervous. Then we've got Mick doing his wisdom on his son, trying to give him some encouragement and some words of wisdom from the Mick books of wisdom. Then there's another there's a cut scene now, apparently. Got old Dot in the cafe talking to Aidan. Oh, he's trying to grind her for information. Talking about Ethel, the one she actually killed and stuff, and gave some poison to do with euthanasia or something, trying to bump her off because she wanted to die. So she helped her move on and all that. And I know Aidan saying, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing for a rose, he said. Dorothy. And he wants to know what the Carters are actually celebrating and all of that. And then she's going, oh, it's to do with the Queen Vic, for keeping the Queen Vic and all of that. And now he looks a bit surprised now, like, wonder what's going on here. How they're getting the money to do that, to get the actual Queen Victoria saved. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so we've got Jack come in looking around his apartment or place, his house, and Mel's in there. I think she wants to buy his place or rent it. And saying she was starting to like Jack. And then she's saying something about her being older and wiser, because he wants to know how long she's been going back since Albert Square. But she said old enough. Oh, and he's telling her now basically his friend owns the Vic, and now that they're back on track of saving the pub, and now she's looking a bit surprised as well. Oh, and she wants to know what his name is, and he said, oh, Mick Carter. And he's asking her if she wants a drink or something, and he said he wants to take her for a drink at the Queen Victoria. Oh, and she said I would do, but she says she's wiser now, so she knows her men. And he's gave her the keys, and he said, see you later. Oh, here we go. We've got Ted in the shed with his friend, and they're playing a game of chess. Oh, Patrick and Ted in the shed. That kind of rhymes, actually. I was trying to say about that girl hasn't got two brain cells to rub together. That girl to do with the Taylor's daughter. Basically, apparently she managed to save her brother from actually getting banned from the school because he threw a brick in his teacher's car, and he was about to get suspended, but she took the camera for it. So now she ain't going to be able to go for a SATs or GCSEs or whatever. So, and they said she could have been bright, but now she wanted to say to her brother, or she said to her brother, that he's more brighter than her. Anyway, ooh, little adverts, mini advert, 6 seconds, and I'll be able to skip. Oh, he's trying to say, basically, Ted's trying to say he's trying to give the girl some, like, discipline and making her work outside in his little garden outside where the shed is and where all the vegetable garden is in it. Oh, now she's come walking in. And he's saying to her if she's ready for some hard work, telling her to cut some weeds. Oh, she wanted some gloves. She says she forgot her gloves. And he's basically telling her, oh, well, you shouldn't have forgot your gloves and all that. So he's making her do all the digging without her gloves on. He's trying to show her, basically. But then, eventually, in the other episodes, which I'll get to, I'll mention that she's actually knew all along what he's up to. And then she's trying to say now the Taylor's daughter's looking at Ted and Patrick, saying what they're playing, and they're saying they're playing a game of chess, and that is she can't read a book on the chest and play it. I know Ted don't like it because he don't want to teach her and he doesn't want her knowing his business about chess. No, he said that he said chess. He said, I don't think she could manage a game of Snap. But I think she's more brighter than what he thinks. Oh, and then we've got Vince. He wants to tell her something, to his wife. So he wants to tell her all the stuff, what's going on. But now he's got a phone call. And now she's calling him. And said, oh, I'm talking to you. And now he's a bit shifty now, so he's gone off. So she thinks he's like something going on. She thinks he's having an affair, basically. Then we've got Mr. Masood. Talking to his uncle. He's putting his coat on. And then his auntie's turned up. And then his auntie's saying, oh, you wasn't leaving without saying goodbye, was you? That's what she was saying. And he goes, of course not. Oh, he's just telling them that he's working in the Chippy and stuff, and they think that he's going to be handling booze and stuff, and they're saying, I hope you're not handling booze and stuff, because he's supposed to be Muslim in the episode. And then she's on the auntie's going, oh, that greasy English food and stuff. But he said he's got something up his sleeve for that. So he's going to be adding some of his own little sort of twists to the fish and chips. And I wonder what that can be. Oh, here we go, there's Aidan now, looking across at Johnny. With his little cane walking stick. And he said, Michael Carter, Aidan's just seen Phil. And he said, looks like, oh, Michael Carter's come into some money. And Phil wants to know what he's going to do. He said, we're a team, aren't we, he says. He said, what should we suggest? In other words, they want to wait, and Phil wants to wait and see before it gets good, because he wants to make sure that he's not doing something. He might be doing something legal. He might be doing something not legal. He said patience. But he said his mind's wearing thin. Oh, he's going to the cafe now. Oh, Phil. Seeing Jay, is telling Jay to come over to him. So he's just come back from Paris. And I'm thinking, what's Phil doing coming back from Paris? Is he up to something? He said he was trying to find Ben. Because I think Ben was in Calais at the time and stuff when he was leaving the country and all that. And he was taking the bag of money, but then found out the money was actually swapped with some newspapers. So, yeah. And this was all to do with the heist and all that at the time. Oh, there goes some more bloody adverts. Hang on, let's have a look. Doing adverts on Assassin's Creed Origins. Fantastic game, by the way, guys and girls. Origins of Assassin's Creed. But apparently they're doing the thing on the DLC. Right, let's go back in it. And he said, if you can't find Ben, he said, no one can. He said, if I can't even find him, he said, no one can. Actually, what time is it? It's 2:28. Oh, Kathy now is actually showing Mr. Masood what to do in the fish shop and how to run it, and all the oils to change the oil over to do with the fish, and all the chips and stuff, all that. And she said, "Oh, did you actually go bankrupt in your argy-bargy?" And then, because he was saying, basically, he was saying he knew how to run the place and all that. And she was saying that he ran it into the ground, basically. And then, basically, she's also put down on there, she goes, "Oh, but the first 20 customers will receive a free Savoy." Bloody hell, free sausage, eh? And then he goes, "Oh, how genius it is," but he don't like it. And then she says, "Good luck," and he goes, "Thank you," with a sarcastic smile on his face. This fake smile he had on his face. Oh, he's got something out of his carrier bag, which he's been hiding. His secret pepper, or his secret sauce. Now it's gone back to another clip now. Someone in a bus stop. Oh, it's Johnny. He's in a bus stop, waiting for a bus by the looks of it. Oh, and here's Aidan saying, "Hello, young man," to him. To Johnny. Oh, Mick's son, who owns the Queen Victoria. Oh, now, oh, he's trying to grind them now. This is the old sort of game, come after the young kid. But to be honest, he's like supposed to be educating himself in becoming a lawyer. So I think he knows that, oh, Aidan is trying to grind him for information about Mick and what he's actually, basically where he's got the money from. He said he's heard that Mick's come into some money, into some substantial amounts of money and all that. Oh, oh, we go, choking to death.
I know it's not funny, is it?
No, definitely not. Take your inhaler. That's what your inhaler's there for. My God.
Oh God. I want to go off.
Ah, you'll be fine. Right. So he's in the bus stop. He's getting. Oh, Johnny's getting grinded for information off Aidan Maguire, who's the sort of the guy behind the heist. Oh. Are we quite finished?
I hope so.
Bloody hell, woman. There we go. Oh. Oh, right. Oh, now Johnny is actually nodding his head, saying yes, he has come into substantial amounts of money. Like, basically, he didn't say that, he's just nodding his head, but he looks in fear. He's got this fear in his eyes, like he's going to get caught out. And he says, "I know things happen to good people and stuff." Oh no, we've got someone else coughing now. Who's it going to be next? The dog? Probably the next door neighbour's dog next, starting to...
Which one?
Oh, there we goes Darren coughing now.
Which dog?
Huh? I don't know.
You got two, haven't they?
Yeah, I know. Right. Oh, apparently they've got a family heirloom. And he goes, "Oh, a min vase in the attic, is it?" Oh, he said nothing like that. And then he goes, "Come on, Jonathan." He said, "Spit it out." He said, "Otherwise I'm going to think you're lying." Or making it up, he says. Oh, medals. His granddad's war medals, eh? Do we believe that? Do we? What medals, he goes. He don't know. He don't know. So he knows his granddad's got war medals, but he don't know. He don't know. Sounds like a bloody right liar to me, doesn't it? We'll have to get Aidan round, won't we, to take him out and his family, eh? I don't like liars. Do you like liars? Oh, here's Kim now. And got her sister Denise over. Oh, they're going to spend the morning by cutting the crutch out of all of Vincent's clothes. All his good clothes, because she thinks he's having an affair. And then she's going to start on his boxers. My God, he's not going to have anything left. Oh, and then Denise says, how do you know? He goes, and then she goes, he told me. Not when, then he goes, not exactly like that though. Oh, she said, oh, he was going to tell her, but then she called on the phone, this woman who was supposed to be having an affair with him, with Vince, Savannah. She thinks, yeah, so she thinks, Kim thinks that Vincent's having it off with Linda, Mick Cutter's wife. The dirty, dirty bitch. Oh, and she's pretending to be called Savannah. Hey, it must be her dirty name. Huh? Oh, and apparently she came over last week looking all shifty, eh? Oh, she's been looking a bit shifty. Oh, apparently now he's changed the password to the laptop. Oh my God, he must be up to something. Oh, now she's... Oh, Denise is taking the scissors off her. Actually, and then she looks a bit shifty herself, and I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. Maybe Denise has been having it off with Vince instead. I mean, if I was the sister, I'd be thinking, hey, wait a minute. How come you're looking sort of like defensive or something? Maybe she's having it off with him. Oh, back to Ted now. And that girl's saying she's hungry and she hasn't had any lunch yet. So basically he's making her do all the hard work and he's not paying her like a proper job. Just making her skivvying all around as a skivvy. Now he's getting her to go to the fish shop to buy him some fish and chips. Some UK special. Oh, bloody adverts. Oh, full of anticipation, some of these episodes. Oh, he wants her to get... Oh, Ted wants this girl to get him some fish and chips for him and Patrick, apparently. Now it's back to Mick Carter and Shirley Carter, which is his mother. And we have Whitney, that he wants her to basically work for him again or something. Oh, back to Aidan again. Doing some background checks on some war medals, apparently. He wants to find some information about it. Oh, and now it's just come round the corner. We have Mel. Oh, she's just seen Aidan. And she's got a sort of a suitcase with her. So she's turning around. She's doing a sort of a U-turn and just going back the other way. She don't want him to know that she's there. Then we've got Johnny back in the house again in the Queen Victoria, saying to his dad he's had to tell him, oh, Aidan, it was about war medals and all that. And Shirley said, oh, didn't you come up with a backup plan, sort of a backup cover story and all that? Basically, and he hasn't come up with a story to lie about it. And he said he couldn't come up with something vague or believable and stuff, but Johnny can. Something believable. And he said he should have made his strategy a little bit more clearer, he said, old Mick said then. And old Johnny said, you think, in a sarcastic sort of terminology. And then he said, now they'll do some research and get their stories right. But he says he's going to want proof now, apparently. And he said he's been popping champagne bottles all weekend because they came in. They basically sold a ring, which they thought was 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 large, and then they found out then it was actually worth more than that. And apparently this ring is to do with the heist itself, so it is quite hot. I know Aidan's on his tracks at the moment to try and get it to that point, to try and find out where he's got all the money from, but they've got to try and hide it now. Now Johnny's having a grind at his dad, trying to say to him, basically he's not having his mum Linda brought into this. Basically it's him who helped Aidan out with the heist and all that kind of stuff with Phil, and just before, well actually just after Christmas into the New Year when they did the heist for New Year's Day. And then he got shot by that young lad who's actually living with him, who actually gave old Mick Carter the ring in the first place. Now we've got Mr. Masood in there trying to say, oh, we've got a new powdery sauce now, a new sauce, he said you can try out. And he said it's the same price, and he said the customers will love it. And apparently he's actually messing with Ian's formula for his food. He said, you're a very brave man, he says to Mr. Masood, Jack Brannan, which is actually Max's brother, but we haven't seen Max Brannan for a while, so we're just wondering where he is after losing his daughter and stuff when she fell off the roof. I think that was Christmas Day. Yeah, Christmas Day. Oh, Robbie's turned up. Oh, Robbie's turned up and he's after some bags of food, but apparently he's taken some barges, I think it is, which Mr. Masood's auntie actually made, and now he wants to sell them to people and make a profit, so that way Mr. Masood can actually make some more money and stuff. He can have get his business back up together. Now we've got Linda back in the house in the Queen Victoria having a talk with her son Johnny, saying it's not Johnny's mess, it's hers and Mick's fault, all this. And now Johnny said he won't be able to concentrate. He said he ain't going to be able to concentrate at all because he's leaving for his new job. I know Johnny's asking his mum now how they gonna cope without him while he's gone away and stuff. While he's out of town. And she says she ain't gonna put him off on his brilliant new career and all that. And then he's saying basically if he lets her down, he said he don't know what he's gonna do. And he's saying, she's saying that he's nervous and all that. Right. And then she's holding his hand and all that. And comforting him. Stopping him from being nervous. And she's saying whatever he does, he cannot actually let them down at all. whatever he chooses in life. So words of wisdom from Linda Carter herself. Oh, Aidan's turned up the stairs now. And Whitney's right next to him. And Mick Carter. And he wants to know what the bloody hell's going on, oh Aidan. Why it's so funny that he's come up with all this money to save the Victoria. Oh, Aidan's saying that Mick's played a bloody good blinder. He said a few weeks, he said it would have made it out like you were Ron, he said to Mick. He said, very clever. And he says, as if. He said, I'm a straight goer. He said, that's why you wanted me, he says. He said, what I would suggest to you, he said, I would never know. He said, it's a wonderful, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Oh, and Aidan wants to know about this family heirloom. And he says, I don't have to tell you anything, Mick Carter says to him. Oh, now Linda's trying to go defensive, trying to tell him to come out with all of it. Oh, it wasn't his granddad's medal. Oh, apparently it was his great uncle Perry's. First World War. For the World War medals. Oh, and now Aidan is looking a bit suspicious. Oh. They're going to have to try and back it up now to show him the proof. I know Johnny's come up with an idea now. He says something about Victoria Crosses, he said, or about Victoria Crosses can go up to 500,000. And I know Mick Carter said he ain't going to buy it. So basically they're trying to fool him with some local awarded the highest medal during his bravery and all that kind of stuff going on. Apparently he was a reserve or something. Saying about how he was had amounts of courage, had all his bravery and confidence in his men and all that. So basically he was dazed by a shrapnel, but apparently saved his men, so he was awarded the highest or cross or something. So they're trying to basically use that as a story to actually give to Aidan to make him believe that that's where he's got all the money from, by selling these medals and all that. Right, adverts again. Bloody hell. Oh, Linda wants to know if Aidan is stopping for very long because she wants to serve up dinner and all that, apparently, just before old Johnny goes off. And saying brains as well as bravery in the family and encouragement. Always giving him the handshake and he said best of luck, but he gave him this sort of like the grinding look, like he knows he's up to something. Now they've pulled it off, and now they're hugging each other. Now Linda, Mick and Johnny all hugging each other because they've managed to fool him into thinking that he had a great uncle or great uncle. Oh, and then we've got Mel trying to grind information out of that kid. and he wants of the Queen Victoria, Mick's son's friend, who's a bit of an idiot in it and doesn't know what's going on half of the time and stuff, but just works there just to help out. But he was the one who gave this ring which was stolen in the heist. He gave it to Mick, which actually then he sold to get the 200 grand, or just over 200 grand, to save the Queen Victoria. Now, Aidan is going to find out from Mel that basically... Oh, here we go, hang on, this next thing bit now. We've got Robbie tasting some food which had been thrown out of Mr. Masood's foods, which he's been cooking up, but his auntie actually made it. And he wants to know basically where all the money, all the food's coming from, or the great taste and all that. And then wants him to make a whole load batch of them and stuff, so he can sell them and make some more money, because he reckons he can get him back into the business and all that, and get Mr. Masood back on to the way he used to work at the Argy Bargy and all that, and had other places outdoors. Now we've just got Kim turned up, talking to Savannah, and she goes, "Oh, so you're Savannah?" And Vincent's there. And basically, Vincent wants to sell the pub, or the club bit there, the bar. And she thinks, Kim thinks that, Vincent's having an affair with this woman who he's doing a deal with to sell the place, to sell the Albert. And saying she's not the only one. So basically, she's mistaken it as a sort of him having an affair with her, but it's all wrong. And she's laughing at Kim and saying, "Oh, do you think I'm a joke?" and all that. She's a commercial estate agency to put the Albert up for sale. Ooh. So she's just got kicked, smacked in the mouth from it. Not literally in the episode, but metaphorically speaking, in terms. Oh, bloody adverts again. My God. Actually, how long have we got on this so far? This one, 42 minutes. Alright, here we go. Oh, she's handling his sale of the Albert. And she says she'll come back in another time. And he said he wants to say yes to selling it, because I think he wants to get out of town, unless he's had the money himself and he's stolen the money during the heist. But we don't know who, because he's got it in for Aidan. Well, Aidan's technically got it in for him, because he put his brother in prison, setted him up, because of him being an informant at the time. There we go. Oh, we've got Ted. Bringing a... Oh, he's just found out that, that girl's basically stolen some Brussels sprouts and has taken them to the grounds, or the gardens, where they've been doing all the gardening. Took it back there and gave it to Ted, saying about all her collecting all these Brussels sprouts and all that. But she didn't. She stole them off Martin's store and that. But Ted looked a bit funny about it, actually. He thought it was hilarious. And Patrick looked a bit surprised and all that. Then we've got Johnny going off, and Linda and Mick seeing him off and all that. Waving them all off. Johnny in the back of the cab. And then, back to Aidan now, and Mel. Saying how much his Phil, how much she's paying Phil. Because basically, he goes, how much is she paying him? He goes to Phil. Oh, Aidan. He said, have you changed sides? He's telling Phil. And saying Mel barged in and all that. And saying that, oh, it's Mick who's stolen the money and all that. And Aidan said it's not him. He said he's been round there. He's actually found out it's not him. His money is legit. And saying half-wit of Mick's friend, his son's friend, saying he's a half-wit, has just blabbed. And Phil's saying, oh, what did he tell you and stuff to Aidan? And he looks pissed. He said, and now Mel's stating that Aidan's been played like a fiddle. Oh, now he's angry. He's got a chair and he's throwing it. And now he's gonna kill him and all that with the scary little eyes, with his eyeballs almost popping out, with like really pissed off look and all on his face. Absolutely fantastic actor. I like Aidan's character. Pretty cool. Oh, what's his name? Ted Murray. The other one, Ted. Oh, Christopher Timothy is his name. Then you got Bernadette, which is the one. Oh, Ted has basically been trying to teach and all that kind of stuff. And then we've got, oh, what else? Her name's Claire Norris. My God. And then we've got Kim Fox, Tamika Empson, Vincent, Richard Blackwood. I remember Richard Blackwood, he used to be on those kiddies TV programmes back in the days and all that, on the kid shows. Where's Aidan? I wonder what his name is. Doesn't actually tell. Oh, I suppose, oh, Savannah, Georgina Redhead. That's her name, Georgina Redhead. The one who plays Savannah Sweetin. And then we've got Ben, what's that? Champness Shrimpy. Title music, Simon May by the title music. So yeah, anyway, this includes this episode, for this episode, guys and girls. If you enjoy the episode or the video review, do let us know in the comments below. Cheers all for watching. This has been for the 29th. This has been Monday's episode. I've still got another 3-4 episodes, something like that. I think it was 3 more episodes, because you had Tuesdays, you've got Thursdays, and then Fridays. Is usually 4 a week, unless they do like an hour-long episode, or sometimes on some Fridays they don't have it at all. Then it makes it down to 3 episodes. Anyway, cheers all for watching, guys and girls. This has been for the 29th of January 2018. And I've been Anthony Kenneth Bishop. Cheers all for watching and stay safe.